Nobody's ready for Solana's next move. Crucial update. My name is mikemadz. Let's start. Before we start the video, as always, do me a huge favor. Please like, comment below, check out my links in the description, and subscribe. All right, let's stop wasting time. Let's jump straight into it. We have a lot to cover actually. First things first, the Solana hackathons here, with the recent one here in February, March, was actually the biggest one. So despite the fact that we are in a bear market, despite the fact that there is massive fear around Solana, it was one of the biggest or the biggest hackathon so far. And especially comparing it here to the first ones, we have here growth even in that sector. It simply shows me that there is incentive to build on Solana. And of course, developers pick the blockchain where there is future for it. Of course, you don't want to develop something on a blockchain that has no future. Does not make any sense. Okay, so even in this sector, we have growth here, despite the fact that we are in a bear market. Next thing up, and big shout out here to Solana Reddit, where I got this picture from. I just wanted to highlight one thing, and that is that Solana network turned 3 years old. Just keeps things in perspective here. Solana is still super new, basically a baby, and Solana is still in beta. Don't forget that. I know many people like to use it as an excuse. I don't think that's an excuse or a good thing to use it as that. However, you have to keep in mind Solana still is in its infancies, and Solana, let's see what happens to Solana once it matures. I have, of course, high hopes for it. All right, another thing many people actually like to forget about Solana is that even in this metric here, the total validators, it is actually respectable. Okay, as you can see here, Solana with 2,421 validators and growing, and the Nakamoto coefficient of 31. One way to measure decentralization, the higher the number, the better, of course, okay? If comparing it here to Ethereum, we are slowly catching up to Ethereum. If you compare the market caps, this is why you can simply see why I'm so bullish on Solana, because I simply see the upside potential here and the decentralization on Solana, okay? If you compare it to Polygon or Near or Cosmos, not even close. Of course, other metrics fall into that, but simply comparing the validator counts here, Solana is way ahead. All right, next up is the Solana distribution stake by country. As you can see, we are well distributed worldwide actually. However, one thing needs to change. Germany and the US still has a high amount of percentage here overall, and it would be better for those percentages to spread out overall. However, as you can see, still widely spread here, and we don't have one country with like over 50% stake here. So also respectable in that regard, of course, with the potential of improvement here. Next thing up here, and one topic I like to talk about, actually, the last month 4 blockchain got down. Okay, Polygon, Avalanche, Arbitrum, and also of course Solana. What you read the most about, you simply just see Solana here. The focus is on Solana, and if Solana goes down, it's a super disaster. If other blockchain goes down, it's just a small error, and many people don't even talk about it. So keep that in mind. In my personal opinion, the sentiment currently on Solana is in a weird spot. However, though, because of that sentiment, in my personal opinion, it creates that risk to reward ratio that is attractive. You don't want to join a project where the hype is on the peak stage. You want to join a project or blockchain, you want to buy a token where the hype is dying down and disbelief starts to set in. And this is currently the spot we are in Solana. In my personal opinion, the metrics, as you can see, don't lie. And we are in a very, very interesting spot where the majority is actually bearish on Solana. However, the metrics are super, super bullish. All right, next thing up here, and one of the most important pictures I want to show you today, because it simply speaks the truth in my personal opinion, and that is the volume on Solana and how Solana is being used. Okay, so you simply cannot fake that basically. As you can see here, Solana having 15.9 million transactions here in that day. Okay, comparing it to Ethereum with 1.1 million transactions, a much, much higher market cap project, you can see why I'm super bullish on Solana here for the future. Why this many transactions? Again, I keep saying it, super fast, super cheap, and people tend to use the blockchain that is the most efficient. And this is simply the reality. All right, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, actually the Bitcoin dominance is increasing, which is super normal at this point of the cycle. It is better to be in Bitcoin right now than in altcoins. They are lagging behind. Of course, not forever. Altcoins eventually, or good altcoins, will eventually catch up to that, to Bitcoin here, and even outperform Bitcoin, no question about that. However, currently right now, it is better to be in Bitcoin. However though, if you check out Solana here, since January we have 117% gain here, and of course with Bitcoin only being at 66%, Solana outperformed Bitcoin. Of course, we had a black swan here, dropped much further, and this is why it recovered much higher. However, though, you can simply see that Solana recovered from this massive dip that we had, which was a very, very important statement that Solana is not dead, in my personal opinion. All right, one thing to look out for here in the future, Fire Dancer. Fire Dancer is essential for Solana to take care of the outages. Many people are waiting on that, and it is coming. It is something to look forward to, and it is something even for the price to speculate on, because it almost guarantees a higher price because it makes Solana so much better. Okay. Another thing here is, of course, the Solana phone, and that is coming out soon. So you have things to look forward to, and we are currently at a point in the cycle here where we're heading at the end of the bear market, and hopefully by next year, by the halving, slowly creep up into the next bull market and hopefully go to new all-time highs for good altcoins. Of course, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, almost guaranteed. Of course, you cannot say that, but it's almost guaranteed here for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And for good altcoins, and hopefully Solana is one of them. Hopefully new all-time highs are around the corner. I expect 2024 or 2025 here to be bullish. So it can take time. You cannot be impatient. I don't expect super crazy prices this year. However, 2024, 2025, new all-time highs for Solana with all this development going on is my plan. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm saying, because I'm super bullish on Solana still. Okay. At the end of the day, guys, as always, do your own research. Super, super important. Be bullish on yourself and don't get wrecked.